What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Dragonflight Goldmaking video. So a question I've been getting a lot recently is how to make gold with the different crafting professions. Most relevant here are alchemy and enchanting due to raids being open next week, and a lot of people are now noticing that there's basically no profits to be made with alchemy and enchanting based on base craft. So I want to take a couple of videos here to talk about that part, and I want to do one enchanting video and an alchemy video. So this right here is going to be the alchemy video and how to make gold with alchemy in Dragonflight based on raids opening up next week. And I'm telling you right now, you'll be able to make millions of gold with alchemy. It is absolutely insane how much gold you will be able to make here. But there's a couple of things you will need to know for alchemy in itself and also enchanting when that time comes when it comes to gold making, because it's not just grabbing the profession, starting to craft things and make profit. There's a lot of like back-end things you need to do and things you need to know about to make profit here. So let's talk about exactly how to go to the point of making profit with alchemy in Dragonflight, both now and when the raids open up and when Mythic Plus opens up as well. Before that though, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's checked out my Dragonflight Gold Guide so far. This is a 170 pages long PDF document about gold making in Dragonflight, where we talk about gold farms, professions, profession bonuses, the profession specializations, and also solo gold farms, group gold farms, profession-based gold farms, and gold farms that everyone can do. We're talking about everything about gold making in Dragonflight in that gold guide, and the link is down below. You also get early access to gold making videos and access to a private exclusive Discord server for gold making in Dragonflight as well. So feel free to check it out if you haven't already. The link is down below once again. So with that being said, let's check out the video on how to make gold with alchemy in Dragonflight. So the very first thing that I want to do here is to search up the price of this item right here and show you what it's currently selling for. So for example, you can just search up Omnium Dracosis, for example. Omnium Dracosis. For some reason I can't left click, so here we go, Omnium Dracosis, selling for 233 gold. So just to give myself some easy math here, that is about 700 gold on one item, right? So 700 gold on one item. We also have the Primal Convergence that we need to buy as well. So Primal Convergence. This one is selling for 1.3, so now we have 2000 gold in materials required to make 5 elemental potions of power. And if we search up this one right now, elemental potion of power, this one is selling for 129 gold. So you're spending 2000 gold to craft 5 potions, and they will sell for 129 gold each. You're basically losing over 1000 gold for every single one, but you will start noticing something here. When you're doing tier 2, you're still losing a little bit of gold, but when you're doing tier 3, you are gaining a lot of gold on every single craft. So what am I trying to say to you here? If you're crafting tier 1s, you will lose gold every single time. There's no way to make profit. If you're crafting tier 2, there is one way to make profit, and if you're crafting tier 3, you will always make profit. So to get to tier 3, you want to have as much alchemy skill as possible. You can see the recipe difficulty here. You can see your actual skill level right now. You can see your inspiration percentage, which gives you a chance to get even more skill points, or like that next tier of craft. You will see your resourcefulness, you will save some materials, and you will also see your multi-craft proc percentage. So let's talk about the specialization and what you want to go for here. So it is important that you go for potion mastery if you're doing potions, and I'm doing potions myself based on them having a higher sell rate, because while you need 1 or 2 flasks for a raid, you need like 10 or 20 potions. So I'm just trying to get as many potions as possible, and I might have a separate alchemy character for file mastery as well. But even if you're doing like, no matter if you're doing potion mastery or file mastery, the path is about the same, and the exact same thing follows there as well. So I'm basing this on potion mastery, but if you're doing file mastery, it's exactly the same, but like with a different name. So for potion mastery, get 10 points right here as soon as possible. This way you will now start getting some extra stuff. You will get +1 skill and learning a sub-spec right here, going all the way down to potion lore. And you want to get yourself to potion experimentation as soon as possible. So me, I did 10 points here, 10 points here, and then straight into 20 points here. The reason for that is that now you will learn to do the advanced potion experimentation, which you will use to skill up alchemy and learn professions as you go on, and also give yourself a higher chance to discover new recipes, and the more potions you have recipes for, the more gold you will make, right? So 10 points here, 10 points here, 20 points here, back up for 10 points here, and now you start going into multi-crafts. To start making profit with alchemy, you will need to have multicraft. So right here you get plus 60 multicraft. Right here you learn to make the cauldron. Here you get plus 60 multicraft again. You also get plus 1 multicraft for every single point you spend into this specialization. And when you have the last one, multicraft will now grant up to 50% extra potions. So when you have all of those specialization points, you will have about a 20% multicraft proc, which gives you a 20% chance to get all of the stuff you need, and you will get double as many potions. It's absolutely insane. Let me log back in. So if you are at the point of making tier 2 potions, all of your profit will be coming from multicraft, because by crafting base tier 2, especially for the elemental potion of fire, you are losing 400 gold every craft, but based on your multicraft procs and getting multicraft like twice as many potions, or up to 50% extra potions from multicraft procs, you will get that gold back. So right now, tier 2s are basically like at a null point. You're not making profit, but you're not losing gold. You get your gold back by crafting tier 2s, and that is based on this not being in any demand right now. Nobody's using potions. You don't need potions for mythic zeros, and there's no mythic plus, there's no heroic raids, there's no raids at all. So when the raids open up, demand for potions go up, and yeah, you will make gold on tier 2s as long as you have that multicraft proc. But if you really want to make a gold through potions, you want to try to get tier 3. So how can you go from making tier 2 potions all the way up to tier 3 potions? Well, we can see here the recipe difficulty to get the highest one is set to 425. You can see my skill right now is 119. So we need a massive amount of skill points here to get to that point. And to get that skill point, first of all, you want to just keep doing, for example, the advanced potion research here, just to get your skill up to 100 skill, your baseline skill that is, up to 100 skill for extra bonus points. You want to have as many specialization points as possible spent into, for example, potion lore. So I'm going for batch production first, then I'm going back into potion lore as well, and I'm also going back into potion mastery. And that's because these skill points right here give me plus 1 skill for each point that I spend here. So if I get 10 specialization points, that is the same as plus 10 skill. Now we need like 400 skill, so we need a ton of skill here, but like the more skill we get, the higher chance I have of getting tier 2s, right? So just try to get as much skill as possible as soon as possible through both maxing out alchemy and putting your talent points or specialization points into specializations that give you plus skill when you're doing it. After that, you also need to make sure that you have your profession tool and your profession accessory. So you can, for example, go right here, you can go to profession equipment, you can then go to alchemy all the way up here, and you can get yourself the best tools. Make sure you buy the ones with the highest item level. So for example, the alchemist hat right here, 2k for 346. You also have this one right here and this one right here. So for the sturdy mixing rod, there is one thing you can notice. This one has a random stat. You want to click on this one and buy the stat you want. So if you wanted to get as much tier 3 as possible, go for inspiration. Plus 79 inspiration is a massive amount, so try to get yourself that one. Alternatively, you can do one more thing here, and that is to go down to crafting orders. And that's what I would do actually as an alchemist. I would go down to the work orders. If we go all the way down here, you can now set a work order for someone else to fulfill it for you, and you can get yourself a better professional equipment. So if I talk to, for example, this guy right here, I can now set a work order for alchemy professional equipment and get someone to craft it for me. Now you will see once again one of them right here, the alchemist rod, has a random stat. For this one you can buy yourself a missive. So here I would have a missive for inspiration, so draconic missive of inspiration. This will guarantee inspiration on your mixing rod, and once again inspiration makes it easier for you to get a high tier item like a tier 3. So the more inspiration you have, the higher proc chance you have on that one. This is going to be super expensive though. It will cost you 12 ruined wither bark to craft this one, and you have to provide these. So 300 metal is a lot of metal, by the way. 12 ruined wither bark, 30 draconium ores. You have to provide all of these reagents, but it's definitely worth it. And if you want to make gold with alchemy, you need to be able to make as many tier 3s as possible. Even if you can guarantee yourself a tier 2, try to have as high of a proc chance as possible on tier 3. And you do that by getting as much skill as possible and as much inspiration as possible. So this alchemist's brilliant mixing rod is really the key here, and instead of going for the random stat in 79 random stat, try to guarantee yourself with the inspiration. So right here, just get the quality 3 inspiration guarantee, and that way you get as much as possible when it comes to the inspiration on the item as well. Another thing to note here is that when you have all of your points, so 25 points spent into potion lore, you will now learn how to use the illustrious insight finishing reagent to improve your skill when crafting potion cauldrons and the stones as well, and when crafting regular potions. So for example, if I go all the way down here to the elemental potion of power, you can now put in some finishing reagents right here, and if I just search up the illustrious insight, for example, right here, you will see that if you use this one while you're crafting, you can set your skill to be plus 30, so more skill, more chance of tier 3, right, once again, so you can use this one as well to give yourself even more skill points to semi-guarantee tier 3 crafts. This one will be using artisan's metal, but that also means you can basically convert your artisan's metal into gold by giving yourself a higher chance of getting tier 3. So that is what I wanted to talk about for alchemy. It is absolutely really important that you're able to get guaranteed tier 2 potions and as high chance as possible at getting tier 3. So once again, go down to the crafting station, order those big boy crafting tools, set yourself to get the guaranteed inspiration on the actual mixing rod, and get your alchemy all the way up, do the advanced potion research all the way up. This one will sometimes proc a cooldown for you, but you can keep crafting until the cooldown procs, then log out, then you can just go back in and do it when the cooldown is back up again. So that way you can learn recipes while you're skilling up as well, and alchemy once again will be able to make massive gold as long as you do everything you need to do and have the highest skill possible when it comes to the profession itself. Either way, I hope this video helps clear something up for you when it comes to alchemy, and hopefully now you're ready for raids next week and you will be able to make millions of gold on the raid opening night. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like down below. Remember to click that subscribe button. We're doing daily uploads, sometimes 2 and 3 videos as well every single day for Dragonflight Goldmaking, and you definitely don't want to miss them. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace out.